Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to Master of Command with our Cossack run. So in between episodes, I did give the Munich Cuirassiers here a nice little Bavarian flag round. Also renamed these guys. No, I didn't. Raisin Boys. Raisin Boys it is. That is one after one of your suggestions. Right, let's try to get more stuff and more money specifically so that we can found the new brigade that we will need to get more Cossacks and just generally develop that in the long run. Rotten Discipline, we could get a light cavalry. Yeah, but light cavalry is... let's double check that. So we've got 4 heavies, 4 dragoons, 9 Cossacks. I don't actually think I want the light cavalry, so yeah, no, we're not going to do that, and I don't want the other stuff, so could have used that earlier, or if there were Cossacks. Okay, let's go for this convoy in forced march, of course. See what we can get here. We're going to do a thorough search and get a couple of weapons. Nothing too good for us, at least. Right, let's march back over here. Okay, there is this city, or at least a little village, which does seem to have an issue. Item cost is higher. That's fine. We're not going to sell much here. But can we buy things? Is that selling or buying? No, it's going up, so it's about buying. So we need to be a bit careful about buying here. Ooh, we could get more Slobodadjian Cossacks. And I'm tempted about that. But we also need the new brigade. So a 4th group of these would actually be fantastic. I would love that. We do have enough money for that. And we've been having trouble finding enough people to do this. Oh, I actually do need to stop my timer here. Apologies for that. So that I'm not completely going off the rails here. Right, I think we're actually going to do that. I think we're actually going to buy that unit, even if it means... It's nice that you actually do come with carbines too. Right, let's buy it. You're bought, and where do I slot you in? So I guess I'm gonna move these guys around a little bit. Like so. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, you are gonna keep your weapon. You're not gonna really get much at all. That's fine. And then you guys come down here. I think that works. Right. Yeah. We need a lot more things, especially for our cheaper guys. Speaking of, well, I guess we could sell stuff here, right? We're going to keep the Potsdam. We're not going to keep the Potsdams. We are going to keep Tulos or Delft. I guess the Tulos do have better accuracy, so we're going to keep those. I'm going to earn a little bit of money here. That's fine. Quartermaster. Quartermaster would have riding boots, which is nice. Town Square would have other things that are nice. Powder House. Grenades, maybe? No, they're too expensive right now. So, yeah, we're just going to burn the thing and see what we can pillage here in terms of supplies and further equipment. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And that equipment is not that great. The horseshoes are maybe usable, but the rest is kind of pointless. Right, there we go. Okay, we do need a lot more money. Where do we want to go next then? Well, I would like to get officers. Don't think we're going to sell much, but we can get up here, I suppose. There's some slums around. Let's go to normal march just to see what's around here. Not much, so back to forced march it is, and it was just before the provisions came in, which is interesting. Right, do we want to cross? Do we want to wait a day? Likely chance, moderate chance. Let's go for the likely. Capture a lot of stuff, including good Hussar Sabers. I like that. I like that. That's good. We're going to give that to you. And you have Hussar Sabers. That's good too. Okay, I like it. Good. Let's continue towards Köslin. See what we're going to be able to find here. So, item sale cost is reduced. We can't sell stuff that well, but we can certainly look for officers. Well, it's nice that they do have a couple of promotions, but reload speed? Cavalry accuracy? No. I mean, you'd be good for dragoons, but we do have a good dragoon guy. No. That's all just a no. Melee damage is good, and melee damage is good. And officer command radius is good. Nikita might be a good officer. Nikita we're going to keep an eye on. Morale is good, but the other stuff is not that great. Okay, so Nikita, you would have a lot of melee damage, which would be potentially good for our heavier guys. Now, we do in fact have someone here who has got good melee, but I think we're not going to be able to find that many good officers. And they might be cheaper here? Yeah, they are actually cheaper. So yeah, Nikita. You're fierce, bloodthirsty, loud officer. There we go. Perfect. Okay, not sell too much. Barracks, just briefly check on that, whether we might want to come here later. No, nothing that we need. Staff College, I'm a little bit more window shopping here. I'm unlikely to buy anything, really. Yeah, no, that's a no. Stables, nah. I mean, the good heavy saddles, they would be fantastic, actually. And we need to buy a little bit of this and that, and these things are very good. Let's buy some of these. If I'm going to buy one, I might as well be buying two. Okay, there we go. Not sure whether that might have been a mistake, but we're going to see. Right, so that we're going to give to you, and you, and you're going to get the slightly better version. You're going to get the slightly better version. And then these ones are just normal. Okay, you need to get more things. Okay, yeah, let's give that to you. There we go. And we've got some light saddles left, which we're going to keep around. You know what? We're going to give that to you right away. Good. Okay. It is time to save up some money. Gunsmith? No. Powder house. I don't think there would be anything that we could find at a powder house that I'd be enticed to buy. I would love to buy the alcohol and stuff. I'd love to buy some ramrods, but no, there's not much here. Right, there are some slums around, but I do think our first thing here is to burn it down. We're earning a lot of money burning this down. 162 per day. That is fairly significant. And of course we are getting some items too, including some good tea and some good horseshoes. That is okay at least. Let's give that to people who might be able to make some use of that. You got normal tea, let's give you good tea. You don't have any tea, we're going to give tea to you at some point. But yeah, we're getting closer to the money that we need. Right, where do we want to go next? There's Greifenberg, which has stolen cattle and other stuff. I suppose it doesn't really matter. There's no city over here, so I guess we can turn to the left here. And I'm a little bit reluctant to actually go for the slums, even though that would give us a good benefit. Okay, fresh recruits available in Kurlin. That's infantry recruitable. Again, we don't need infantry. There's nothing else here. That's fine. I guess we can sell stuff, and I'm just going to sell pretty much everything that we have that we don't really need. Just to get some money. Champions, I don't care about that much. Iron ramrods, I don't care about that much. The greatcoats would be lovely, but no need, really, I suppose. How about the Hussar sabers? Have we equipped good enough sabers at least on everyone? I think sort of everyone that we have in here has at least decent weapons, so I guess we can sell the Hussar sabers. There we go. Okay, anything in the sable that we'd like to buy? I mean, excellent Hungarian horses are always extremely welcome. So I'm gonna buy these. Palash swords are tempting. You know, Varanians in principle too. But I think in practice we're going to be fine with this. Again, I don't want to spend too much. I know I'm spending a little bit here, but yeah, that's okay. But we do need to make sure that we're going to get at least the good deals we need to buy, right? You know what? Let's sell this. It's relatively expensive. I don't think we're going to make much use of it. Okay. As per usual, burn the thing down. Headquarters notified. Again, I'm not entirely sure what it does. I think it selects either an army to spawn in the vicinity or something else. Okay, and we have gotten an achievement here, destroying 15 settlements as Russia. And gotten some horseshoes and some Bibles. The horseshoes... I think I would rather like to assign them to you guys. Who's the slowest of the bunch? You are the slowest. And the Bibles, you're going to get the better Bible. And no, you're going to keep that. Okay, let's buy this and give you some... Ah, shoot. I didn't pay enough attention there. Okay, but that's fine. Right, you can only carry one religious item. Which is a bit unfortunate, but I suppose that's okay. Right, we're very close actually to be able to field the new brigade here. So, let's continue on our way. We might be going to normal march here just for a second. I think what is going on. So when we are normal march, we're losing money. So I don't want that. Okay, winter is coming. Unfortunate, but to be expected. Let's wait until we are losing provisions. Then I'm going back to normal march for a second. We're going to spot the encampment. Nice. Go back to forced march and actually do this engagement over here. These two guys are the ones that I don't necessarily want to level up. Everyone else is fine. So, okay, let's go for it. Sprint in and do the battle at Greifenberg. They've got 3 artillery pieces. They've got dragoons, hussars, light cavalry, and 5 units of infantry, including some grenadiers. The grenadiers, of course, are the most dangerous to us, as are the hussars. The hussars tend to be super fast and kind of deadly. The dragoons aren't perfect for us either, but I guess we're going to be able to deal with them. Come on, load up. Sometimes it's taking a moment. Okay, it's been a while actually since I fought. This is a new recording session for this episode at least. So, not become too rusty here. And we are changing things a little bit with the new units that we got. But I suppose it's sort of fine like this. I don't think I mentioned that. Notice that the dragoons are now color-coded. Orange, red, green, and white. But that shouldn't make too much of a difference. Okay, let's move you guys over there. These Ukrainian Cossacks are moving to the left. The normals to rather the other way around, right and left. Okay, and the heavy ones are just going to back up the dragoons for the moment. Accelerate time. I probably want to mix you up a little bit so that the commander is on the left there. Okay, everyone is a bit tilted towards our left, which is interesting, I suppose. Is that because our Cossacks are on this flank? Notice that they have the issue with the river there. And we're going to try to make use of... okay. Doesn't work like that. Let's try to use it this way. Yeah, okay. This way works. I want them to run sort of along the road, because that should make them a little bit faster. Right, the Ukrainians go all the way over here to the rear. Around the Grenadiers. It's interesting, they seem to be on this sort of hill and close to it. That's a bit nasty, because that will mean they've got their back to that river, which I kind of dislike. We are not going to be able to swoop in from the rear there easily. Let's see whether we can tempt their cavalry to come into the rear. I would love that. I suppose these dragoons can come up a little bit. Maybe we can roll up their flank. I actually think I would like that. So let's take 3 dragoons, place them on this far flank. The heavy cavalry is going to move up and pretend that we are threatening them on this side. Okay, provincial cavalry is moving a little bit to the front there. Understandable. Okay, but they're wheeling around for our dragoons because our dragoons are starting to threaten their flank. Which is interesting. If they're going to wheel around much further, then our Cossacks can actually hit them in their back. You're a little bit in the front there, but that's fine. What are these grenadiers doing? Let's run. I want to see whether I can hit the isolated grenadiers here. But I want to hit them with everyone sort of at the same time, so they need to come into position here. And go for it. Notice one of these guys has some... Okay, come on, get it. The bracing, in my opinion, goes too fast. And I'm not just saying that because I'm doing a cavalry run here, but because it does make... It just... I think from a gameplay perspective, it just goes on a little bit too fast. Right, okay, the Freikorps Musketeers have shot at us now. That's okay. Ooh, what's going on here on the left? Things that I don't like. Let's run away from this. Let's get the rest of our Cossacks. Everyone needs to fall back, I think. Right, you guys are withdrawing. Okay, that's fine. These dragoons are going to come for us. But I suppose that's fine, because our dragoons should be better than theirs. And nevertheless, I do think I want to move my Don Cossacks and potentially my Cuirassiers forwards. This is going to be an interesting battle here. They're coming for us. Let's go up to this battle line here and see what else is going on here. Right, so they are charging someone. I believe they are charging this unit. And of course we want to spring the trap. And go for it. Come on, there we go. Everyone hits, that's fine. You break off. And deal with them. How are their dragoons doing? Their dragoons are charging us, not great. But there they go, shattered. Right, okay, perfect. Let's withdraw, not be too engaged by these guys. Okay, our dragoons here are in a lot of trouble. So we're going to withdraw these guys. These guys are going to withdraw too. Nice win up over here. Let's consolidate a little bit. Because these Hussars are sure going to meet their demise too. Then we've got our last units up over there. Their musketeers. Oh, our Cossacks here are a little bit weirdly dispersed, which allowed their units to shoot at us, which I don't like. Right, okay, dragoons, make your way over here. You know what? All of the dragoons, but for you, are going to make your way here. The Cuirassiers are fine, but I guess the Don Cossacks, we can try to loop around and engage their artillery. Interesting matchup here, where we're just smacking into each other, but our guys are just superior. Right, that does open up a charge on their artillery, which actually you can do too. Draw you. Okay, what's going on over here with all of these units? They're really, really weird. I don't even know why they were shattered. They just shattered. Okay, fine. Right, okay, let's consolidate here and deal with these stuff, with this stuff. We've got some musketeers here. Let's come over here with our dragoons. These three. Come to the rear of them. Shoot in their back. These Don Cossacks withdraw. You know what? You're gonna charge into the flanks of these musketeers. Okay, let's look at this. This is basically one-on-one. I think I haven't been doing too many of these. Yeah, but look at that. We only lost 4 men there. Granted, we didn't go into their front, but a little bit more sort of towards their side. Okay, this is going to be a bit more deadly, but I still want to try. Yeah. Yeah, okay. You know, at this point, our units are super strong. They're not going to be able to do a frontal charge, but they're going to be able to do similar things at least. Right, last enemy here. Before I do that, I should actually pick the units that I really want to have gain some experience and chase down the enemy infantry. On Cossacks and Cossack cavalry. Yeah, you're going to be able to do that. Dragoons, dragoons, dragoons. Raisin boys. That's all good. Russian cuirassiers and Munich cuirassiers. You also don't have a lot of experience, but you are very heavy, so we're going to pull you over there. Dragoons are going to try to distract these guys. And these dragoons don't need to do anything. Specifically, you don't need to shoot at fleeing enemies, because that's the job for these 2 units. I think the most important one for us to gain experience is this one, so I suppose that's fine. Okay, how's the situation looking in the south here? People are gathering up to deal with the Prussian musketeers. We in turn are going to be shooting at these Russian dragoons. But that's actually, you know what? No, I don't want them to do that because I want them to be moving. Let's maybe actually do that with the Munich cuirassiers. I think they should be enough. Okay, now they're charging into the front. Maybe they are not good enough. Yeah, they are. Okay, fantastic. Good work. Okay, we did try out a couple of new units here, especially our heavier ones. I did not pay too much attention to the 1 unit of dragoons, but I think it's fine. Right. We've got a lot of provisions, we've got a lot of men, we have got enough ammo. We are getting better horses, we are getting some Bibles. Rest of the stuff a bit meh. Lost 1,000 men, so not that few, but I think it's okay. Who killed the most? Yeah, well, a couple of you. Okay, and we have more money, so I like that too. Okay, some promotions down there. Nothing too fancy, I'm afraid to say. But I suppose that's fine. Who has got guns? I think some of you had guns, right? You have guns. Okay, so you need ammo. Okay, fine. Anyone who can take a promotion? Don't think so. These will all not be able to do that. Okay, so it's just you who we want to promote, and you're going to take around 6. That's fine. We do have enough money here, so you know what? I'm actually going to do that. And Nicola is going to lead that brigade of Cossacks. Of Don Cossacks, specifically. So that's going to be the 2nd Don Cossack brigade. You're not a Don Cossack yet, but you will be. Okay, I think that's all right. Good, good, good. So two more Cossack units is all that we need. Right. Who needs better stuff? I think some of you guys still need better stuff. Let's... No, I'm not going to buy that. Okay, 50 I'm going to pay. But otherwise we're going to go into Greifenberg. I should have gone for the encampment. Right. Noble Estate. Anyone here who stands out? Spartan is nice. Noble is nice. Eager is okay. Industrious is not useful at all. I mean, a lot of these guys would be extremely useful. Ooh. Charge and cavalry charge. That's a 30% plus chance. Charge. Range and accuracy is not useful. And it's a bit expensive, to be honest. So, no. Right, what can we sell? What should we sell, rather? I think these can be sold. These can be sold. This can be sold for sure. I suppose one of the Bibles, maybe? Yeah. We do need a lot more money, I realize that. So, that's okay. Do we want to hire anyone? Provincial Cavalry, Frontier Recruits. We might want to hire you, but you've got such a long promotion path. We need basically 10. On the other hand, we have at least stuff to equip you, and we've been sort of keeping stuff to equip you. And it's not that expensive. We can actually afford you. Okay. Let's pick Frontier Recruits. Hoping that they will be less expensive. Gonna get all of this. And suppose that? Yeah, that's okay. Right, and then we can sell the rest of the stuff that we don't need. For example, this. We are pretty much out of money at this point. But I think it's going to be okay. I would love to buy more things. Especially from, of course, the stables. But also guns. Especially guns would be super useful. Not that many doctrines, I have to say, for... Excellent blanket rolls would be lovely. And excellent cylindrical ramrods are super good. I think this is the best item in the game. Not necessarily for us, but I think just in general. We don't care about the artillery. We certainly don't care about the provisions. So I suppose we're going to grab these slums, then the encampment, and then see whether we find further encounters down here. And of course we're going to loot the place. You know what? We can do that now. Let's raid it. We are making a lot of money from this and a lot of provisions, right? So that is okay. Come on. Do it. There we go. Heavy saddles. That's good. The rest is a bit meh. March down here. Change to forced march. Ah. Well, I would have loved to do that first. Okay, let's pay to show everything else. Okay, that's super useful. So there are some outposts over here. A herd, which might be super useful. An encampment, I don't care about that much. So do we go north and clear these? Or do we want to go south and clear that and potentially some sort of village along these lines? I think south is probably the better way, although I'm very, very tempted by the herd. But you know what? I think I'll consider that while being off screen. Might rearrange a couple of things here. Especially these kinds of things here are useful for our cavalry. So I might try to squeeze that in with our guys. I probably need to pay a little bit on the new guys to actually gain some item slots. I don't want to spend too much because we might be able to buy at some point another unit up over here. But we're not going to need to see about that. I think for now, this is a very good place to put in a cut. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like. See you around next time. Bye-bye.